Good evening, free enterprise fans, and welcome to yet another race in the Adamant Cup. Today we have Rhybon versus Eninja. I am Neon Gray. With me is the wonderful J-Mac the Librarian. How you doing today, the weather aside?
Oh, weather is terrible, but I am doing pretty well. I have been looking forward to this race all week, and I am happy to be on comms for this race tonight.
Uh, should be an exciting one. I do see that we do have some plans to try and eliminate one possible check from this game. Um, apparently, we don't like twin harp around these parts. I think Harumph could just could do us some nice soothing harp music.
I hope so. And while Cave Magnus is not a required objective on this seed, I really do hope that somewhere one of these key items that we need is going to be buried behind there, so we still have to get music. Because everybody loves music, despite what the objectives say.
So, oh no, we've got somebody trapped in a harp factory.
So
Yeah.
this race tonight is going to potentially be a big one for the Heroine Robe group, because Rhybon, if Rhybon ends up winning, he will go 5-0, and that will mean that he will win his group flat out. If Ninja snipes a win on Rhybon, Simbu and Rhybon both go to 4-1, and the rest of the group will be at 2 wins with just one match between Ninja and Lady Id to go. So there's a lot at stake tonight, and this group, nothing is certain. So this should be a really,
Oh,
really fun race to watch.
yeah. So if Eninja takes this, then I guess we're looking at some potential tiebreakers for the Heroine Robe group, which that's always fun to see. That would be an extra race for all of us to watch and enjoy and commentate and I guess play in for those in the Heroine group. Uh,
Yes.
Nice looking scene we've got here today. Rosa Sturt is good. I quite like her on this flag set. You've got a lot of versatility in terms of how you can kit her out. I'm also seeing a Lodge the Falcon. I love seeing this objective. We've been getting a very interesting kind of cruelty, from these seeds a lot of the time. Just with the way the objectives follow, we have been seeing a fair few magma key seeds with a Launch the Falcon objective. That's the best of both worlds there, where you get your magma key, but you still have to do a hook route.
Yes, for sure. And it looks like we have been met, our Rosa has been met with a Tella and a magma key start. So you know what?
Oh
Probably the
boy.
best item that our runners would want to see right now.
Yeah, I do love magma key starts on basically any standard shop flag set because that gives you immediate access to your gated shots. You can get some great stuff right to go, and this also enables a really good early chest sweep. You can take a look at the Feymarch chests, which will they're on your way to things that are good, so they don't have quite the problem that Emland Castle does of it being kind of out of the way of everything.
Yes, and it looks like both of our runners are headed straight for Bedward.
Yeah.
Because in this flag set, we are not on a Demas hunt. Our Bedward actually gives us a free key item. And so we've seen a lot of runners race right here. And of course, Bedward has a twin harp.
Both vanilla and, of course, the twin harp. Thank you, Harumph, for this bounty. I know how much you love that twin harp and how happy you are to ensure that we see it within the first minute and a half of a seed.
Yes, and we are seeing a little bit of looting divergence. Ninja stayed and is looting the public treasury. And Rhybon has gone to one of the other popular places to loot the Watery Pass.
Yeah, I'm seeing a samurai bow and arrows in the public Troya treasury, which is basically good enough to get you off the ground immediately. Watery Pass is also a great early loot. You see it a bit less often here. I think largely both of these, in addition to trying to find early loot that includes arrows for Rosa, we're also, I think, both hoping for J items.
Yes, and it looks like Rhybon picked up a moon veil. That could be a really huge benefit later on, especially if he ends up fighting a boss where he needs that physical protection as well as magic reflect. So that could be a really huge find for early game.
Yeah, I love having a moon veil in my back pocket. Rhybon continuing in the Watery Pass and Eninja joining him. I think, in both cases, we're leveraging the fact that we've got that Tella. He comes, of course, with the exit spell, so we can go all the way through here. It is a large set of chests that are, they are quite good on the T Wildish distribution we've got. And Tella will, of course, save us a walkout.
Yes. It looks like Rhybon's been collecting a few mute arrows and a Gungnir spear as well. So overall, not the greatest, but not the worst in terms of loot here. And with anything else, at least it'll be some money.
Yeah, he gets a samurai bow, so that'll match him up with Eninja, who noped out earlier, having gotten a bit more loot. And an elven bow right there in Antline, which has lost a lot of favor lately as a loot source, but you can get some good stuff out of here. I like seeing that we both parties are mage killers, with the elven bow, with the mute arrows, all that. We've seen a lot of races come down to things like mute arrows, mute knives. They're like something like Asura in a bad spot. It just mulches her, a mage killer, and she can be a problem without it.
And Rhybon looks like he has spiked a crystal ring out of the basement treasury here. That's a pretty huge find, especially considering a lot of people don't really loot the bottom basement necessarily because it's too wildish. But pulling that crystal ring out, especially with some early characters you can find, could really make a big difference in early game.
Yeah, Free Leviathan as well there, in the back of Antlion. I'm liking these loot routes we're seeing. Just because so much of where you get your variants and your tactics in this particular flag set is where and how you choose to loot. Like seeing that, and it's like seeing a crystal ring on that Rosa is absolutely fantastic. Especially in these early these early bosses, you can really get a lot of use out of just a few points of agility. You can just like motor past these bosses and just melt them before they get turns.
Yes, and that looks to be exactly what Ninja just did. Melted that Kanaizo down here in the Antlion Cave and is rewarded with a package and another early gated character check because Cecil and Fu are gated characters in this flag set. They can only be behind key items. So having access to an early gated character could be a game changer.
Yeah, that is fantastic. Rhybon swapping to ice arrows on the Rosa. That is also really nice. Of course, with the water up, Kairatsu is vulnerable to lightning, but with the water down, he is weak to ice. And that is just a twin there.
Yeah, it looked to be a Palom.
Yeah.
And not necessarily the character you're going to want to wait through 2 to 3 minutes of cutscenes for.
Yeah. I have no problem with taking a Palom this early, but not with that length of time, not without an objective requiring it, and there isn't here, so.
Yeah. So now we see Eninja going straight up Hobbs to see if that character is worthy of taking. It is an Edward, which is questionable on the worthiness, but at the end of the day, this is a really high XP spot. XP spot. So still worth taking this fight for sure.
Yeah, and I don't mind a speculative Edward this early. We've got Eninja in particular has found some really good archery kits, so he can at least do comparable damage to low-level Rosetta start. So that's fine. And if we get a spoon, we'll see what we can crank out in terms of long-term advantage from him.
Yeah, this is very true. Both of these fights should be relatively easy with the gear that we've already found. Just should take a couple of hits from both parties.
Yeah, we've got like lit arrows. We've got even Tella's lit one is perfectly serviceable here. Both of our runners are through. Let's see, is Rhybon? Yeah, Rhybon is gonna take the back of Hobbs. Let's see if Eninja does as well. This is a surprisingly good cluster of chests. I always like to see people go for it when they can exit out.
Yes.
Nothing good for this party though, but all of these things sell really nicely too. So
yeah, if all else fails, it is more money for those underground shops, which we have access to as soon as they want to take it.
Yeah, kind of interesting to me that nobody has, but I say that, but oh, is Rhybon? Oh, Rhybon hadn't checked the package yet, but had just now.
And save scummed. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Silk webs for sale in Hobbs? Not Hobbs, in Fabul. Meanwhile, Rhybon, I think, looking to hopefully drop Fabul down to cut down his trips to Fabul. Is gonna go pop that magma key now.
Yes, and hope that probably the free item is the pan, just for routing purposes, but we shall see. Meanwhile, yeah. Ninja's decided, I want to take Fabul now because I'm here and I need some more XP on my Rosa. So we're about to see who is guarding. Looks like a Mom Bomb.
Right. Everybody loves Mom Bomb.
Mom Bomb with his extra HP. So this fight will take a little bit longer than other bosses you could find here.
Yeah, and we just do not have a lot of oomph on. Like, I would. This fight, I would just straight out consider just coming back later, honestly.
Yeah, that Rosa's our biggest damage, and we're only going about 330. That's going to take a while.
Yeah. Like, you want to, maybe just bop her over the threshold and just wait.
Meanwhile, it looks like Rhybon has bought a few Hourglass 2s out of the Dwarf item shop, sold some of the loot that he has already found, and is going to go check the armor and weapon shops to make sure there's nothing good sitting here.
Nothing pressing there or there.
Definitely not. Unless you like prison robes.
I mean, cat claws are a very nice thing to find, if you have a Yeg.
Or and even sometimes an edge.
Yeah, like I've used them to pull up Edge's stats from time to time. Because they do give, I believe, 5, I think, of both strength and agility, which on Edge is always a great time. There's more Star Veils and Ethers.
And meanwhile, over on Eninja's side, he is making quick work of these bombs, considering how much HP he's had to kind of go through.
Rhybon, hero of the people, checks with our temp job dwarf, who is a metal fabricator today. If you like fabricated metal, thank a dwarf.
Thank you, dwarf. Oh no, I did not pay attention to what the reward was
that
from
was the
Fabul.
pen. That was the pen, so we do have a required, at least a double dip required.
So I wonder if Eninja's gonna go to Ordeals or go underground. He tricked us. He flew to Ordeals and then went underground.
Like, either is fine, I think, at this point, because it is, you know, people talk about not liking Ordeals on this just because it's not a, you know, it is a log check, but the fact is, it is an exposed K-main check. It's got an increased weighting to have a key item, and it is always there as a choice. So that means, you know, it's just there are higher probabilities of it being something you want to have.
Yes, most definitely. Rhybon just hit all of the hats in the Feymarch chests. Got a glass hat, got a ribbon, found an earth crystal, protect ring. That was some really good loot right there.
Yeah, cannot complain about any of that. And there's our sirens. He's just gonna pick up a 10-pack and go.
So yeah, now all we really need are some characters to use to fight some bosses, and we're in good shape.
Well, there's a boss. The inventory boss.
Our most favorite final boss indeed.
Oh, Heroine Robes. He does pick one up. Love to see. A purchased Heroine Robe.
And an early pass from the
Samurai arrows.
So yes, we are shaping up early game to be pretty solid if we can just find a good source of attack. We can be in good shape.
Yeah, that Rosa actually on Rhybon's side with the heroine, and Sammy should be actually pretty good for a good chunk of the game that way now, especially with that crystal ring. 5 points, I believe, will bump her up.
And why use a Sammy bow when you can just find an Artie bow?
Even better.
Yes. So Rosa's definitely going to be online, definitely going to be hanging around for a while.
She will be hitting things.
Yes. Hitting all the things.
And
so,
we do see a Mylon of some flavor and a set of Dark Imps in the Feymarch. Don't like the Dark Imps on Leviathan. Don't like them at all.
But we will see that fight because it is a required objective.
Yes, we will. I would. Yeah, either levels or coming back. We have hourglasses so we can prevent them from taking extra turns, but I think this is a case where I'm not comfy unless we've got a fourth party member for sure.
Now it does look like Rhybon is about to take a siren.
Yes, looks like. Gonna save first, which is good because I think his output is a bit dicey on getting the 1 or 2 shot off on this, but we'll see if he uses an hourglass first. Yes.
I do not hate this play at all.
Yeah, great call on his part, I think. Because, yeah, we're gonna have to hit 3 times for that.
And we are preserving the tele-anchor. But hopefully we can get some experience on Edward to make him a viable second hitter right now. Because we still do have Sammy.
Yes, so we can make that work quite nicely. Meanwhile, Eninja turning in that pan. First, the report about Yang. It's a crystal sword.
And a pink tail.
Boy, that's just the Cecil kit right there.
That is.
That's
definitely a Cecil kit.
Yeah, like, here, Rosa, this is for your boyfriend. It's your early wedding gift.
Now we just have to find him.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than going through a scene with a crystal sword burning a hole in your pocket. Like, you're like, I've got this for you. Where are you? Where are you? Eninja choosing to, yeah.
Yes. Go straight to Earth Crystal. Try and find that Cecil now that he's got his crystal sword.
That's a bit
don't hate
bold
this play at all.
I think he's gonna have trouble with the bosses at these levels. Rhybon, I think, is in better shape to just walk in and out. But Eninja is, of course. He's got one other thing he can do with that Earth Crystal. Or Eninja can do that with the Earth Crystal.
Playing everyone's favorite game?
Let's see what we have. Okay, already. Yes, you like Kane, Treasury. I get it.
We did have a couple of powers. Yeah. Power shirt, power staff.
Another crystal ring.
Cursed ring. White shirt. Yeah, we're in pretty good shape here. I really don't think we need to be looting anymore.
Yeah, we could sell. With that many white spears, I also would not be sad to see an edge. But particularly power shirt, second crystal ring, that will bring the Eddie up.
I thought Rhybon was just gonna circle around and skip all this really great loot.
So many white spears. And yeah,
I didn't see that Stardust.
Yeah, even Tella's gonna get some good stuff. But yeah, it looks like Eninja does not feel ready to actually ascend the tower yet, which makes sense looking at his numbers, but Rhybon, I think, is going to head up.
Hey, where are you going, Ninja? Your best character is right there. Well, I'll have words.
I do like in general the Baron Infade though, just as a practice, because it is a check that everybody does it. So if you can avoid it, if it's not necessary, that's a great place to make a gain.
Yes, especially because we are going to need that Baron key, and we're going to have to go back there anyway. So to try and like single dip Baron is also a good play in this flag set. But Rhybon is heading straight up Zot. Really wants to get a look at these characters.
Yeah. I really like the Earth Crystal check in general. Like it is one of the longest checks in the game, as other comms have pointed out. But it is, it's two bosses. It is two characters, and it's a key item check. You get a ton of information from doing it, and that is, I think that's really, it's really valuable that way. So it's costly in terms of time, but I think it's worth it often.
Now we do see an evil wall in this first boss slot. Rhybon is going to make quick work of this with his Heroine Robe, Crystal Ring, Rosa. I don't know how Ninja's going to fare with this same fight. I think it'll be much harder for him on his side.
Yeah. But looks like Eninja is pulling for the Flame Dog, so we'll see if he decides to take the detour for the other chests on this, or if he tries to just go past.
I feel like with the Crystal Sword already, you don't necessarily need a Flame Dog check if it's not in the first ones, but he wants that Flame Dog. And Spike the Heroine Robe, so there we go.
Yeah, that will help him a lot with that evil wall. And yeah, that's going straight on her.
Meanwhile, we have found an edge. We have found a vessel for the 4 white spears we just picked up.
And there's Yang. He's okay.
Do you trade him out for your Edward in this spot?
I'd drop Tele for him personally, but I'm not a big Tele fan at all.
Okay.
But I tend to have some odd opinions on party comp.
What? You? No. Everybody loves a 56 agility cane anchor.
Hey, if it's 56, a lot of the time it's Rosa.
And we do have a Rubicante leg, all the leg. This spot will hit kind of fast, but again, with Rhybon's party, he should make pretty quick progress through this fight.
Yeah, that Boreas is gonna do a lot of good there. Otherwise, I'm immediately putting those white spears to work also.
Yeah, this is one of the spots where you just want to dart and get through this fight as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Like, I do not... Like, this spot is easy to underestimate because it's not got many hit points. But if you get the wrong boss here and your party is fragile the wrong ways, it will... you can take a beating here.
So Ninja, who did not do as much shopping as Rhybon did, does not have the Bacchus. So cannot berserk Rosa right now. So this fight will definitely be a lot slower, but Rosa's doing about 900 damage, so it won't take too long.
Yeah, that's like 10 shots plus Eddie's supplemental.
And Rhybon, I did not see what was the reward, but I do not think it was a key item from that Earth Crystal. But the Edge is plenty enough reward, honestly.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with what I've come out of there with. Plus, we'll see now what Baron gets. This is, of course, another vanilla encounter.
Chat says it was a glass hat. Cool. All the nice strong hats for Rhybon's party.
And remember what I said about mage killers. This is an exceptionally slow spot too. So yeah, waiting for her to take a turn against that Rosa anchor is not going to happen.
One and done.
Yeah.
And we are rewarded with a legend sword, which is half of our objective 7. So not a waste. Unfortunately, Rhybon has decided to yeet Rydia. Cool choice.
Okay. You can see she's only got 30 hit points. She's very small. She should just go have a nap.
Yes, that's fine. She can just go hang out in Mysidia.
She can learn magic in Mysidia. She'll learn all kinds of cool things. Maybe she'll learn Nuke in a timely fashion. Unlike
Well, having exhausted all of the other overworld checks, Rhybon is going to full clear the overworld and head straight to the twin harp.
Oh, well, not exhausted yet because I don't believe he's been to Ordeals. Neither of our runners have.
I've already forgotten about Ordeals. That was so like 20 minutes ago in my brain.
And of course, Rhybon is still avoiding Fabul, unaware of that in fact being a required double dip.
Meanwhile, on Eninja's side, he has made it through the evil wall. And so he will be rewarded with his edge very shortly. And that edge will definitely help him get through the Rubicante fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are swapping anchors there. This will ensure that the Dark Dragon, the Dark Elf, goes quickly against us, so we're not sitting here forever while we wait to get taken out.
Oh, and I didn't look the last time, but that guard up there means that it is the soldiers fight in Dwarf too.
I think that means
it is time for us to be quiet. All right, and with that Rainbow Road rendition, got our chat bouncing and dancing.
Yeah, Shreddy Eddie right there. And, what is that strange harumphing noise in the distance as we get one of our objectives from the twin harp?
Because, of course, if Cave Magnus itself is not a required objective, it will lead to a required objective in a harumph seed.
It's true. It's like magic. If you would like to be meaning to do harp, talk to Harumph. He will roll you.
So not only is this a required objective, but we are getting our Cecil.
Yay! It's
Which
your boy.
means we are headed to Ordeals.
I mean, I assume we're headed to Ordeals. Eninja's headed to Ordeals, and he does not have that Cecil yet.
No, but I think Eninja wants Berserk.
Yeah.
So we are about to see who our first boss is up on Ordeals.
Blue robe. Oh.
Just a water hag.
Boo.
Hey, that just means that Gauntlet can be on the moon.
That's true.
Oh no, Gauntlet is in Baron Castle 1. Thank you, Tracker.
That's a much worse gauntlet to have to deal with. I rescind my boo.
I did. I remembered we've seen a blue robe somewhere.
We've seen a lot of robes.
Yes, we have. But both of our runners have hit a good stride. Oh. And here we have back attack Golbez.
Oh boy.
This is definitely a laughing matter.
Yes, it is. Now, do you think with the extra time from the this being a back attack, and it's spring, the weather's getting better, do you think we might get to see Golbez take his shirt off?
One can only hope, Neon. One could only hope.
There's a Starveil going out from that Rosa, who of course gets demolished, thus completely negating that Starveil.
Or was it Edge that put the Starveil on? Because I think Edge has the ribbon equipped.
Oh, maybe.
But either way, yep, he does. So,
oh, there we go.
Yeah, so Ninja will get through this quite quickly.
Yeah, nicely done there.
Easy peasy. And now Golbez is out of the way too.
Oh, at least he's wearing a lot of armor. That deep ravine, it's pretty deep. Hopefully he doesn't get too hurt when he hits bottom.
All right. Is this a hard required Ordeals?
Rhybon is also through. Oh!
Hey!
Yeah, it's required.
It is all the required. Oh, hi, Wyvern.
Hello, friend.
Bye, Wyvern. He's not so scary when he only has 1,000 HP.
Harumph, I want a refund on this seed.
All right, so with that Baron key, Eninja's going to have a couple of different choices in terms of routing. More than likely, well, I say more than likely, Baron Basement is an objective, but he might not feel he's strong enough to take on that spot yet. So it'll be interesting to see if he goes ahead and does Baron or goes somewhere else so he can do Baron all in one shot.
He's still obviously wanting a Cecil quite a lot. So the question is if he goes for the character check, not knowing that Cecil is at Sand Ruby and Sand Ruby is behind Twin Harp.
Oh, that is a good point.
We will see what happens next.
To Baron we go. Knowing he is about to fight an alt gauntlet if he remembers that there was a blue robe at Baron 1.
It's a lot easier to deal with an alt gauntlet with a crystal sword, Cecil.
Oh, Neon. Chat says that the refund machine is still broken. No McFlurry machines today.
So I'll just have to stick with my Shamrock Shake.
So while Eninja is fighting the Sashura in the Baron Inn, we see Rhybon finally headed to Fabul. That he has put off the potential of one-shotting Fabul long enough, and we'll find out very soon that there is in fact a pan here.
Yes, I'm sure he'll feel quite silly when he sees that, like you do when you get a result like that.
Yes. But after this, it will definitely drive him underground, maybe, to go ahead and get that self-check out of the way. Get those extra couple of key items and then come back up and take Baron. I don't know.
Yeah, that could be.
There's definitely some interesting routing choices, all of which I think are valid. Do you go underground and stay underground for a while, get some levels before coming back up, or do you follow your objectives and go ahead and head to Baron Castle?
Yeah, that is the question.
What would you do, Neon? How are you routing this right now?
Yeah, I think if I'm Eninja, I am doing what he is, because I don't want to do that twin harp check. If I'm Rhybon, I am gonna be immediately following up on that pan, I think. Then from there, a lot of the stuff available is kind of already used. I might be looking at Dwarf. And to answer a question in chat, the thing that I would do for a Klondike bar is pay $3.99 for it.
What? For one Klondike bar?
I'm in Canada.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's like Rhybon's gonna siren up a little more. Got that, Cecil. Get some levels.
Maybe try and go ahead and get those DMs out of the way with the hourglass he's got left.
Yeah, much better position to deal with those right now.
Mm-hmm. And as Chad is pointing out, when he gets that crystal sword, which he does not have yet because he has not turned the pan in, but as soon as he does, the seed is going to be wide open and mostly free with that crystal sword Cecil.
Yeah, so So I guess right now his big options are Dwarf, Keyless Tower, and the 2 Fey March checks. I think I'm probably erring to knocking out Dwarf, especially knowing there's a free fight there. And of course, this race has been brought to you by the campaign to re-elect Senator Crocodile. He is Senator Crocodile. He does approve this message.
He approves all messages. But with Eninja having this edge, he's going to make quick work of this alt gauntlet because edge has flame, and flame does a lot of damage for this HP spot here.
Yeah. Alright, he's got the Baron key also, Rhybon does. He's not turning in the pen! He's remembering the pen. Remember the pen. Get your sword. Get your crystal sword.
Yes, he is now remembered. He will get his crystal sword as well as his pink tail. And that'll put him at 8 key items.
There we go.
Meanwhile, Heroine Robe Rosa is doing Heroine Robe Rosa things and is taking out the scary worms.
Yeah, and Eninja running into the reason why I personally don't love to rely on flame for gauntlets. Edge will run out of MP before you're done.
That is a very good point. Thankfully, he now knows Berserk twice, so this shouldn't be too terribly long.
Yeah, no, this is fine. He's not in any threat here at all. Back row glitching that Cecil on Rhybon's side, and then slapping on the mobile blender. Popping him in the back row. And away we go.
And we do have a Leviathan sitting on the Baron throne.
See, these kings just trade their thrones around.
Both of them still wave.
It's true.
But with the strength that Eninja has, this Leviathan will be toast very soon.
Toast. Toast is delicious.
Cinnamon toast is the best. Let's make chat really hungry.
Avocado toast.
I'm actually not really a fan of avocado toast. Hey! Look who it is.
We dropped Teleforum. Nice. Rhybon is cutting his way through this gauntlet. Some heated protests against Senator Crocodile campaign, but I for one support our noble senator.
And the Baron trash can has A Masamune, while not a key item, will definitely make Edge even stronger.
Yeah, since we had to come here anyway, I cannot hit on that.
Yeah, for sure. So now we have a cane.
Giving him one of our many, many white spears.
And since there was a curse ring in the treasury, both of our runners have a curse ring. So keeping that Tella is not like necessary for an anchor because we have a lot of agility manipulation items already.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, and I mean, this especially with that Yang, he's slow enough that his agility drops down quite easily for that sort of thing. Looks like Eninja's going to Eblin.
I do find this to be interesting at this point in the seed, because there's not a lot that you don't already have.
Yeah,
other than maybe spiking an Avenger?
Yeah, I'm like maybe an Avenger, a defense sword, and hoping for Adamant, obviously, but you can't bank on that.
To answer a question in chat, Sandruby was behind the Twin Harp. So the Twin Harp, while not an objective, is still a required check.
Yes, Harumph very kindly rolled us a seed where Twin Harp is mandatory because Twin Harp directly leads to an objective. Thank you, Harumph. Yeah, Rhybon not taking the cane. I think that makes sense with his party setup also. He does not really need him.
And we do have all of the swords for Edge. So as if Edge wasn't powerful enough.
Avenger just sitting there in an exposed
just
chest.
Sitting there. You don't even have to fight anything. What is this?
Amazing.
Yeah, there we go. Exiting out. That's the right call.
Yeah. We got what we needed on that. And I am just offering appreciation to our wonderful restreamer Harumph for his contribution to the fields of advanced magnet studies.
And while we are thanking our restreamer Harumph, let's also thank our tracker Dave. Between the two of them, we are putting on this fantastic show. So thank you for all of your behind-the-scenes work tonight.
Yes, we cannot code without a tracker. That would mean we would have to pay attention to what our runners are doing instead of just giving our restreamer loving crap for the Twin Harp thing.
Oh, welcome in Raiders from RPG Limit Break. Thank you for joining our race. We're about 50 minutes in. And yeah, Rhybon has a Crystal Sword Cecil. And as soon as Ninja decides to do the harp, he will also have a Crystal Sword Cecil. So there's your first 50 minutes in a nutshell.
Yes, Pan is in Fabul, so nobody got to avoid that for too terribly long. And again, yes, no spoilers. I believe you're coming from Night 2 versus Vitasia. Watched a bit of that earlier. Fantastic race. Can't wait to go back and watch the rest.
And so we do have a plague down here in the Baron Basement as one of our objectives. And Rhybon makes really easy work of this spot.
Gets through and oh, double required. That is a tower key. We also have a super cannon objective.
There it is. So we are quickly making our way through our objectives on Rhybon's side. It really does help when they chain into things that you need already.
Meanwhile, the Mad Ogres gave a Cacklaw.
Oh, yes. Great. Sorry. I did forget. The treasury had 4 white spears. Count them 4. So that was a thing.
Yes, 4 white spears and a white shirt.
So yes, it was definitely a white treasury for sure.
Yeah, Rhybon heading straight to Babel.
Yes, because there is 2 checks up here with top of tower and having the tower key. Really good routing play to make at this point.
Yeah, and he is, I think, in great shape to take the tower top check. He's got the damage output to make quick work of it, which is always a concern with this spot.
And meanwhile, Eninja is taking on his final trap chest in Eblin. Probably at this point hoping to spike that early adamant armor.
Yeah.
Because even though we have the pink tail, we're still looking for the hook. And based on how our seed is progressing, I bet the hook is going to be up on the moon.
He does get an adamant.
Well, there we go. So hard work paid off.
Yeah. But I think he's lost a fair bit of time due to the looting on going on with his way, so I'm hoping that he can make it up now that he's got that adamant.
Yes.
Okay, we know that sparkle on Babel is not plague, not wyvern.
But that was a Dark Knight Cecil that's going to be hanging out on the hook route.
Oh, shouldn't be a problem if they go late enough, and they just have enough hit points to walk through it. It's really easy to rush this could be interesting. The magic damage on this spot is quite low, so ticking them over to... Never mind.
Yes, I forgot. Crystal Sword Cecil.
I thought there would be more hit points there. 2 adamants from Eblin. Okay.
Well,
let's hope he can, yeah.
Everyone gets an adamant this seed.
Yeah, that will, assuming he cashes in that pink tail, that'll be 3 of 4 adamants to start. That's assuming we don't find another one. There's so many adamants of these.
Well, it is called the Adamant Cup, so one would expect a few adamants every seed.
It's very true. Meanwhile, the 3 Fiends of the Elements sitting down in the control room. I guess everybody else called out sick today, so management has to step in here.
And Eninja is headed down to Dwarf. Unfortunately, is sticking by his hard fate of Twin Harp, which I don't really blame him for at this point because there's just a lot to do underground. However, because we know that Twin Harp leads to that Crystal Sword Cecil, it is just kind of sad that he's just continuing to fade it.
Yeah, and like it makes sense to do everything you can to avoid a Twin Harp check that is not by objectives mandatory. So I cannot fault the logic he's operating on here, especially seeing that Dwarf is super duper ultra free today.
Yes. And this is another character check. So this is definitely a smart move on Ninja's part in terms of routing. Again, you can't fault him. We're just in the know at this point. But
Yeah.
hopefully this will lead somewhere else and get him one of his objectives knocked off pretty quickly.
Yeah, like, darkness crystal from the, super cannon. Even more required there. But, yeah, no, I mean, this makes perfect sense on Eninja's part, and, I would probably have done the same. So I too would be going, where's Cecil? Every time Cecil's not on screen, the comms should be asking, where's Cecil?
But we are about to get a glimpse at who our dwarf character is.
Maybe
we only have a couple we haven't seen.
Yeah. We still have a dupe in the pool, too. Could be duplicate Cecil. It's duplicate Edge.
Dupe Edge.
Oh, that's exciting, but he's not gonna take that.
Keeping the Yang.
I do not mind that. Once your Yang has some investment in him, he'll do great. It's just that he doesn't work without investment.
And while Ninja is making quick work through these officers and soldiers, on Rhybon's side, we are fighting our fourth objective with the King of Town of Monsters. These DMs are free with that hourglass.
Free, but painful. But, easily neutralized, and then we just get to wait for Cecil to... Oh, we're not even life glitching, just,
just hitting things.
That pretty blue guard glove strolls up to yoink the crystal. Sure.
Defense sword on Rhybon's side, and a moon veil on Ninja's side.
Well, we do like moon veils.
It is useful, but it is definitely not what you want to see at this point.
Yeah.
Especially because you didn't get your Cecil or your Fu from Dwarf.
Yeah, I am not thrilled if I'm Eninja right now, because if I'm him, I'm going through my head and I'm like, ugh, do I do Keyless Tower? I can probably take those Dark Imps now, that'll be fine. Do I want to do harp? No key items in Feymarch today.
Just a couple of swords. And some XP.
Yes. So, Rhybon, almost certainly going to the moon. I don't know that he's got anywhere else to go yet.
I think that was his last... Oh, no, he has not done Dwarf.
Oh, yeah.
So he will do Dwarf really fast, and then we'll head up to the moon, because that's all he has left to do.
Yeah, it'll make sense. Just knock this off right now.
Meanwhile, it looks like you were right, Neon. It looks like Eninja is about to go and take on his own DM's fight.
Yeah. It makes sense. He's still trying to, I think, avoid Babil without the key. And still hoping to not have to check that twin harp. Alas, this is not the seed for that.
Nope, definitely not. And after he does this Feymarch, he will have a choice to make. And that choice is, does he go up and do Keyless Tower knowing that he needs, that he'll have to double dip it if it is not exactly the tower key?
Yeah.
Or does he go up and do twin harp after an hour of fading it?
Yeah, I don't think either of these options feels good, but he's gonna have to pick one. But,
So Rhybon has equipped the staff on Rosa. She is no longer hitting things, Rosa, but with the crystal sword, Cecil, you don't really need to hit things with Rosa anymore.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm actually in general really liking a good staff combined with a heroine robe on her, because then you can still get the benefits from what a great piece of gear the heroine robe is, and still be a perfectly competent caster. Yes, seeing a pause from Eninja here. Hoping everything's okay on his side.
Ah, yes. Back to resuming. Gonna take a quick save and then probably go and attack those DMs.
Yeah. Rhybon, however, is going to go to the one place that has not been touched by capitalism. Space.
The final frontier. And we are going to get a glimpse of who is on the moon. And between the moon and the hook route, those are our final two characters, and one of them has to be a Foo.
You're forgetting the giant.
Oh, and the giant. See, I forget the
okay.
giant is a
Foo,
thing.
Porum, and Sid, I believe, are our remaining characters.
Oh, Sid. That's right. Forgot about him.
Yeah. And whomst among us has not forgotten about Porum?
Never me. Porum's the best.
Sure. First up here is gonna be to check out the Hummingways Anarchist Co-op. Where they have a lot of useful things for day-to-day life, but nothing for us.
No. But I do appreciate when runners on stream make sure that the chat understands that you can, in fact, exit the whale from the right side of the craft. Because I can't tell you how long it took me to realize that there was an exit on the right side of the craft.
That's not how you pronounce wrong side. On the moon, we have not the beard we were looking for.
No, but we do have a Sid. Sid is a utility character, or so I am told. He makes a pretty decent anchor, a pretty good chemist, the fourth best white mage. But Rhybon says, no thanks, you don't have a crystal sword.
Maybe third best archer? No, fourth best archer. Maybe fifth.
Meanwhile, on Eninja's side, he has made his way through the king of the town of monsters and has gotten his first objective checked off.
Oh wait, no, Cecil could equip those too. 6th best archer. Sid is the 6th best archer.
And it does look like Rhybon is headed down to the bottom of the moon. Number 1, that is where our objective is. Number 2, that is where the most key items are. So
Yeah.
This is the most logical play at this point.
He also has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 key items. That means the Rhybon room is good for 200,000 XP, assuming an undivided boss.
Eninja is fighting this Mylon Z. Will have a little bit more trouble than Rhybon, only because he does not have the crystal sword, but he does have a white spear cane. So while it's not 9999 damage, it will do enough damage.
Oh, that's not a place I like to see Ogopogo. Having heard that the objective for this seed was contained in Scenic Lake Okanagan, Ogopogo left home, went up a flight of stairs, and crawled into the Rhybon room.
And decided to stay with 42,000 hit points.
Yeah, just where we love to get our Canadian content. This is why nobody likes Canadian content.
Oh, and I actually understood that joke. All right, and Eninja did get through his Mylon Z. Got another shiny sword for a character he still does not have, but at least that one is dartable.
Yes. And now, he is gonna do the keyless tower. In that Rhybon room is a ribbon and a spoon.
Well, it is a dart.
Not even saving after taking that.
So we will see Rhybon head down to the Massa Moon altar, which is the 6th objective, while Eninja is climbing up to do Keyless Tower. Again, he had 2 very difficult choices in terms of routing at this point, and he's choosing the one that he was already close to.
So
and now we are apparently talking about ice cream.
Ice cream is delicious.
My favorite is cherry vanilla.
Oh, that's really good. I do like, for being fancy, I like a good, cherry Garcia.
Ooh. That is fancy.
That's cherry with cherry. So good.
So Dr. Talks a Lot is on the Massa Moon altar. Not a terrible boss to find here at all.
Yeah, no, this is quite doable. But we are gonna get some Poison Walk.
The Song of the People. Because you cannot warp or exit off of this level. So we will get a little bit of walking. All for a protect ring.
I mean, we gotta do it. We still have not found either that hook or the adamant. Maple
And we
walnut.
are running out of places to check.
Yeah, fortunately, for Rhybon, he's right by most of them. Eninja gets his crystal ring from the top of tower.
Decides to walk it out.
Honestly, if I'm him, I'm using the walk down to complain to myself about going, harp.
Yeah, I don't know if I walked this out with 2 adamants already, though.
They can be good for bumping you over, like, a stat tier, to squeeze out another attack multiplier, or getting past an agility breakpoint, so I like them as tools, but also we've got a fair few of them. But again, this could be taking time to complain to myself about not having gotten what I wanted.
Yeah, and gather your thoughts without stopping. That is true. Sometimes I do that.
Yeah, he's even pulling up his own track page in there, trying to go.
I guess I will go and do this twin harp after I do a siren.
Yeah, like, if you have not yet decided where you're going, you can always grind. There's our hook. We do need that.
In the... what is that? White spear.
Yes,
Fancy.
yeah. Where Plague hangs out in vanilla.
So we are 1 item from go mode. And there are 3 key items left to find, and we have to walk out every key item at this point. Because 2 of them could lead to the adamant armor.
Yeah, we do have 2 non-terminals there, so... The other thing, too, my levels are fine if I'm Rhybon, but I'm also in the range of fine where it's like, a couple more wouldn't hurt. So I don't mind taking some extra fights.
Yeah.
Oh, we are still fading that. We're going to... Right, because he faded the Rydia pickup. Which was, mandatory from the Baronin check. Oh no, he did Baronin. Oh, right, he's taking a nap before going down into, to take the Odin spot. No, we need to... Yeah, that's the one that he's, there we go.
Oh, yeah, because I don't think he...
Yeah, he hasn't done that yet.
Yeah, we haven't found.
Yeah, because he did it quite early at low levels, so he didn't, check the bus or anything.
That's right.
Because, yeah, this is where Plague is.
Oh, yeah, and that is all the more reason why he took a siren. I forgot he hadn't done this spot yet.
Yeah. This will sadly keep him away from Twin Harp, because I believe this is progress here. This will be your tower key, I think, is where that was.
And the crystal altar has given us the Luca key. So we will see Rhybon exit and then go back into the Murasame altar because we cannot just leave the moon without finding the rat tail or the adamant at this point.
Yeah, like, I am not comfortable doing a fade. Like, you could with these 2 spots because they're quite close to the top, but I would rather not come back, especially with a pass in hand.
And we do see Ninja White to that Plague. Now, Plague, while is a free fight, is a really tricky fight to make sure is free because of this little thing called agility.
Yeah, Plague is, of course, designed to be quite hard, and will, if you don't have that dialed in quite well, you just, you get mulched by the Plague, and, it's actually, Eninja, does not realize how lucky he is to take that wipe there and decide to go elsewhere, because otherwise I just don't see anything else pushing him towards this twin harp, which is required.
Yes, that wipe will actually be extremely beneficial for him.
Yeah, so, you know, it hurts to see a wipe, but no, this one is good for him.
And we do find a Baigen on the Murasame throne. But again, with this power we've got on Rhybon's side, makes very, very quick work of what could be a difficult spot.
Sure, we'll throw that other crystal sword on the pile. You never know what's gonna be in the Kakol's shop, too. You usually at least check that as you walk by. So, it's free money.
And the good news is, we are about to hear Shredward play one more time.
Yeah.
And we definitely know that this Rainbow Road track shreds. Says Rhybon is heading in to do his last moon check. We will get some music going.
Odin here will hit hard, but the music will soothe Odin from the other side of the stream. Rhybon gets a rat tail from that Odin fight. Gotta be a big relief to see that. I mean, you don't have to check that Luca key right away.
Oh, yes. And because Rhybon has not done Eblin, he will beeline it to go turn in that pink tail as well and get his first adamant armor of the seed.
So I'm assuming that's gonna go to the Cecil. That is the usual. Probably gonna go do his hook route right after this, too. Eninja, meanwhile, gets that sand ruby. Probably feels very silly now after fading that for so long, but, you know what? He got it. That is the important part. Wow. A gold apple from that rat tail. Looks like we're gonna have to go to Luca Key.
But we will probably do the hook route on the way down to the Luca Key for effective and efficient routing.
Yeah, that's an easy loop right there. And there's that Cecil that Eninja's been waiting for.
Just sleeping in a bed.
I'm assuming we still take him even now. Even with how late it is, it's really quick to get a Cecil going.
Deciding what to trade out. This inventory boss has been haunting us all evening.
To answer in chat, we need Luca because Rhybon cannot just launch and forge because he does not have the Adamant rock. There's our problem, meaning Fusoya is on the giant.
And will not be seen this seed.
Yes, because we don't have to go to the giant on this seed. Yeah. And just a quick demonstration of what the Adamant looks like lit up, where it is quite blue.
So now that ninja has his Cecil, we will see him go. I was about to say go and chase the tower key, but he does not have the tower key yet.
Yeah, he still has not dealt with that plague, so...
But he is going to go and throw a siren or two and get that Cecil online. And then probably go take that Baron Throne again.
Yeah, I don't think he has any other options right now. He does have a cursed rig, I believe, which would help with that plague. Because if you can lock plague into moving a lot more slowly, that will also slow down. Like here's a case where having a slow agility anchor will also force the ticks on the countdown timer from count. So that will just give you so much more wiggle room and so much, just a lot more time to. Usually you just want to like glitch, not even glitch, but exploit Plague's AI and force him to do things that aren't killing you.
And see, this is why I'm glad you're here, because while I understand the mechanics of the fight, I cannot explain them to save my life.
Yeah, like
just clog the queue. That makes much more sense. Thank you, Xenocat.
Yeah. For that too, that is something where you do want the slower action speed, the slower fight speed, because if we just keep getting people taking new turns, inserting themselves into the queue, that will take priority over the actual kill from the count going. But
we do see an Avenger glitch put on Cecil for this fight.
Yeah, looks like Rhybon, getting Berserks out, is trying to, do a Q-jam. At this point, with everything on 0, if everybody's not Berserked, you need to just, hold A, which can do it, but, he did not have his fight speed, dialed in correctly. To do that here, I believe what you would want to do is, slap that cursed ring on the Yang probably, and do that.
And drop battle speed too? Or does battle speed matter in this fight?
For these purposes, battle speed does matter for Plague, but if you're jamming the Q, it doesn't matter as much. We're swapping to Rosa. Okay, yeah, we're not. Okay, yeah, we're putting a curse string on her.
There we go.
That'll do. I would generally prefer to have Rosa attacking for this fight rather than curse, just because it is a flying enemy, so her bows are hitting a weakness, but that will certainly suffice for getting the agility off, and it'll die quite quickly. Meanwhile, Rhybon going to Luca Cave, gonna go get his long-awaited Adamant.
And to answer a question in chat, yes, this is the last check that we have to do. We have 17 out of 17 and 28 out of 28, which means we have looked at every possible spot for key items.
Not a 28 out of 28. That would because that's for boss checks. So we have not done things like, say, go to Giant or check the incidental spots like, say, Mist or Waterfall. But it is a full 17 out of 17. No, 28 is for key item checks. 34 is for bosses. You're right. Look, I'm really good at sounding like I know what I'm talking about, even when I don't. So, yes, thank you, everybody. Because yes, 28 out of 28 is potential key item checks. 34 is bosses.
Well, you still know a lot more than I do, Neon, so
Yeah.
all the love.
See, it's, every time I learn something new, I just shove something out. The other side pops out of my ear.
And Ninja gets through that plague, changing around his anchoring. Really, really helped that fight. So good job on Ninja.
Yeah, nicely done. Gosh, everybody's so cute and sweet and nice. I love you all.
So we do see a dark elf hiding down in the Luca cave. So this will really not present too big of a problem with a Crystal Sword Cecil.
Yeah, both halves of this fight are in fact weak to Holy, and well, there's a fair few hit points here. Not enough when you're dealing 10,000 to swing.
So Ninja is headed back up the Tower of Babel to go to the super cannon room. We'll make quick work of the very little boss there, while Rhybon is warping out with his Tela out of the Luca cave to go and turn in his forge objective.
That's always nice when you get to warp out. Because we are seeing a fair few people walking these days, just because this is not a flag set that really prioritizes black mages.
And the super cannon has been destroyed.
Yay! Now, what was on that old man's shelf?
I don't know if Rhybon clearly doesn't care about robbing the man or shopping.
Wow.
Give me my sword and go.
Disappointing. But I mean, also, he doesn't really need anything else.
No. His party is plenty strong. And so with that, there's nothing else to do that is worth doing other than fly back to Troya and head into the passage.
Yes, boy, people are bringing out these, like, big blue blankets. They look very cozy. I think it's nap time.
Yes, and I just got a weighted blanket, and I love sleeping under it, and now it makes me all cozy.
Ooh, that sounds so good.
Oh, wait a minute, these aren't blankets.
Oh,
these are flags. So, for anyone who is new to this randomizer, we cannot move Z because Z is too powerful. So instead, we put him into costumes. So there is a question that we like to ask around these parts. If you want to do the honors, Neon.
Yes. Whose biggle is gonna wiggle tonight? I don't know if that works as a synonym for butt. Whose butt are we gonna kick tonight?
That was a good one. I haven't heard that one. So while we are headed into the Zeromus fight on Rhybon's side, Eninja has finally gotten his darkness crystal and will be headed to the moon to be rewarded with all of the key items he is still currently lacking.
Yes. Oh,
that butt is cute.
That's so cute. That's 0 butts. Or wait, do you think that has a butt?
Maybe. I don't know. We can't see the back, so.
Yeah. And I don't really want to think about what defines a butt. Because that would make. I think that would be weird if we were considering a slime for our butts. Yes, they could be entirely butt.
These are the philosophical discussions that we have in the free enterprise community.
Yes, we ponder the true nature of butt.
And with all of this power on Rhybon's side, he is doing about 10k a round. So, unfortunately for this really cute Z sprite, it will not be lasting very long.
Yeah, these boys we're hitting it are very strong, and Rosa is drinking now that he's got the fight buttoned up. So controllers down, we are letting Bacchus take the wheel. And that is it for Rhybon. GG, going up to 5-0.
GG indeed. Quick work of that Z sprite. Going to 5-0, securing his place in the brackets. And with that beep in our ear, I believe we have been joined by Rhybon.
Beep.
GG.
I've got a fever, and the only cure is more white spears. What was up with that treasury?
Yeah, we noticed that. We were like, that's so many white spears.
That might be the most white things I've seen in a treasury ever. So, how do you feel?
Pretty good. Didn't expect to go 5-0 in this group. but it happened, so here we are.
Noticed something when you landed out front of the barren town to do the castle the first time. Noticed you'd forgotten something.
Oh, that was so long ago. What did I forget?
You went and you turned the pan in right after that. You're
Oh,
like,
right.
You land, and you're like, wait a minute.
I've heard someone describe that as the PK save. It's ultimately, hey, if Sheila doesn't have anything, I'm just gonna head on back to Baron.
Oh, yeah, no, that makes sense.
But she had something today.
Oh boy,
She had a few somethings. Absolutely. So, yeah, how did you feel about the way that you routed this?
It doesn't feel good to go 28 out of 28 and get all 17 key items, but it kind of felt like the right routing in this particular seed. I guess I could have abandoned ship after I got that Luca key and that hook, but there were just too many additional checks on the moon that I could easily get burned if I baited them, because I think at some point I had at least 2 or 3 more checks and the Luca key, and Rat Tail was still outstanding. So there is no guarantee that I would, find anything behind Luca. So that kept me on the moon and ultimately led me to doing everything. But it didn't take too long. It seemed like I had power overwhelming pretty well in hand, even though I didn't have an adamant by that point. But, Crystal Sword Cecil, Masamune, Ninja Sword Edge, it's more than enough to get through most of the spots on the moon. And also felt pretty good because most of the dangerous bosses were out of the way by the time I got to the moon, other than the Bell.
Yeah, like you pretty good time just steamrolling through that moon. And yeah, we were talking about that. Like it was not reasonable to pull out of that moon early, especially not with a pass in hand. That's just like, you want to be sure.
Yeah, I agree. Though I could see people doing this particular seed quite a bit quicker. I was bouncing around quite a bit in the overworld, doing a lot of looting as well. I think I got over 80 chests this time around, which is quite high for this flag set, at least based on my experience.
84 I saw, yeah, which is a bit on the high side, but not extreme, I don't think. But yeah.
But you did loot the treasury.
Yeah.
And you got everything you needed from the places that you did loot.
Yeah, it did work out. It didn't seem like we had a whole lot of offense to begin with. I think we started with, a few fire bombs, a vampire, Rosa, and Tella. That's not a whole lot to go off of, but thankfully we found enough to make Rosa pretty much the carry for the early game.
So with this win, you have secured your group. So what are you going to do with your week off next week?
Hopefully volunteer to commentate or track and all that, but also maybe get a little bit of practice in on the bracket seeds. I've only done maybe 4 at this point. It's quite different than the group stages. And, if someone maybe did well on groups, there's no guarantee they'll do well on brackets. So I'm trying to, go a little further than I did last time around when I went in a tournament. And practice will hopefully get me there.
Well, Neon, do you have any other questions for Rhybon tonight?
No, I think we're pretty well covered it. So yeah, hope to see you behind the scenes throughout the rest, and good luck with that practice.
Sure, appreciate it.
Great run tonight.
Thanks. And I just want to note one more thing. Heroine Group is still not decided yet. The big race is coming up is between Ninja and Lady Id this weekend. Ooh. And if Ninja happens to pull that one off, we're going to have a 3-way tie for 3rd place.
Nice.
So looking forward to that one. But very much appreciate all of you. Dave for pressing the buttons, Harum for rolling a required harp seed, and of course J-Mac and Neon Gray for providing fantastic commentary, I'm sure, once I watch this back. But y'all have a good night. Thanks again.
Yes. And speaking too of potential 3-way ties, this is not going to be the last race on Free Enterprise tonight. Starting up shortly on Free Enterprise 2, we have the Gaia Hat group, Step Lively versus Klopfer. If Klopfer wins, that too will be another three-way tie between Klopfer, Step, and myself. The winner of that set to go up against the loser of the forthcoming Mike and Pancraz race. Both of whom are at 4-0 right now, so that's gonna be on Thursday also. Hoping that's gonna be on Restream because that will be exciting.
Yes, there is a lot of really great
Yes.
free enterprise left to play this week, because very few of our groups have been decided yet.
Yes, and yes, if Step wins. But yes, some really exciting matches as we, just in general, as we narrow down our groups.
And we do see Eninja making his way through that Ogopogo spot in the ribbon room.
So gonna get that spoon and that ribbon, and he did take out the Masamune already.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm expecting we're just gonna see a nice sweep through the moon here. As we saw when Rhybon did it, nothing else on this moon is particularly threatening.
All right, headed into the White Spear altar.
Yes, and this was our Luca key, I believe. No, this was our hook. This party should not have any real problems against this Val.
But yes, like Neon said and mentioned, we do have a restream on Free Enterprise 2 starting up in a couple of minutes. But that is not the only Free Enterprise match we have tonight. We also have Slippery versus Zilch, which will not be restreamed, but you can definitely watch it and watch both of their streams on Khadgar. And so that will also be a really good race from the Ogre Axe group. So Free Enterprise is not over for the evening.
Yes, and also too, just having started about half an hour ago, so about 15 minutes into their respective streams, we also have Guerin facing off against a Stone Dingley and Zyrak versus Tallgrant. Very exciting as well. Lots of Free Enterprise going on. If you like Final Fantasy IV, you can spend all day watching it. Eninja gets his hook.
So yes, a couple more checks for Ninja on the moon, and he will be making his way through the final checks to the Z fight.
And we don't have restreams for tomorrow yet, but let's see who's gonna be facing off tomorrow. We've got Moonblaze Wolf versus Sheep Launcher tomorrow at 9 p.m. At the same time, Ikir versus Fried Potato. Both of those gonna be fantastic. 9 o'clock's got Mecha Link versus John Burkhead, Flurry 14 against Asmodee Games, and Tybalt versus Saradin. All great runners there. That's gonna be great. 7 o'clock is Sorbius versus Y2 Sky, Judge Joe versus Scratch Dragon, the Bardic Panda versus Mitzi, Blue Bear versus Zilch, and Zyrak versus Vitasia. Other big cluster at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Jay Brunter versus David, Funnel Cakes versus Professor Renderer, Ultros Professional versus Dusty Griff, and Outcell versus Rowdy Roddy Sniper. Good times all around.
Yes, so tomorrow night will be filled with free enterprise, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. It does not look like we're going to have any restreamed races before that yet, but it is still early in the evening, and you never know when people are going to schedule their matches.
Yep. Yeah, 14 races in 5 hours. So much free enterprise.
And if you are new to the community, please make sure that you join us in Discord. If you have been watching our restreams through this tournament and are remotely interested in trying this randomizer, you can join the Discord and get some tips from all of our fantastic community members. This is definitely one of the best little communities on the interwebs, and it is definitely one that I really have enjoyed being a part of.
Now, this game can be a lot to watch. We absolutely do our best to make sure you all can follow along. But there is nothing for it like playing, and we are here to help you play.
And as Ninja is headed down to the Murasame altar well, now I can't even think of who was here. But to do this last LST check, I do want to make sure that we shout out our behind-the-scenes crew and our restreaming crew tonight. Harump for rolling this very, very full seed, and for doing all of the restreaming that you see on the screen, and for NG Dave for hitting every single button on the tracker this evening. A huge shout out to both of them.
Yes, thank you, everyone helping. Thank you all for watching. It's always nice when a game includes "and you" in credits, so, and you.
And of course, I have really enjoyed my time in the booth with Neon Gray. They know a lot about this game. They are a very huge Kane fan, and they love doing Sea Hero seeds with very high agility. So you can definitely learn a lot of really neat tricks from them.
Yes. You don't, or even this phases of the tournament's flag set. Because you get a lot of tools to crank your agility. The game is fun when you go fast. Honest.
I'll take your word for it. Going fast for me is scary. But I still claim to be a newbie, so.
Look, as long as you have newbie energy, you can be a newbie.
Yahoo!
Eninja gets another crystal sword. Just that Bahamut cave left, and we are gonna, I'm sure, go clear that out next. Get our rat tail there. What was this again? It was... Who's it? He's gonna check. Oh, Odin. Yeah. This is fine. It's not fine if we go early, but it's fine now.
Okay. So, the Heroine Robe group, which is this group that we've watched this race for, the last match between Lady Id and Eninja has been scheduled, finally, for Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern. So we will not know the outcome of this group until right at the very end of this tournament, it looks like. And with the way that things are playing out, we could have a couple of different tiebreakers next week.
Very exciting, and I don't think it's a dirty word. Not in this case. It's inevitable that there's going to be some just because of the way the standings on groups work. It's not like it's a within the game tie. Here I am, trying desperately to dodge around the newspaper. Help. Help, I can feel it. It's coming closer.
Well, I mean, that's what next week is for. It's week 4, to kind of resolve the play-in games, and sometimes the play-in games themselves have to have play-in games, and it's fine. It's a play-in game. We're not going to mention the T word.
Yeah.
So, it's fine.
Wait,
see, Scala Kitty said ties. We're fine. No newspapers for us.
She could just be trying to lull us into a false sense of security.
Maybe. And while chat is on a newspaper chase with that conversation, which I will not repeat because I do not want to be hit with the newspaper, it looks like Eninja has finally cleared his moon, and he is headed down to quickly turn in both of his tails, and then probably head down that hook route on his way to doing the Luca key.
Yes, gonna go pop that hovercraft now. Hasn't done it yet, which, fair enough, there was never really a good time in this seed to do it, I don't think, prior to now.
No, definitely not. And while it may seem that Eninja got behind, it's not necessarily a behind. He made checks and decisions that in the seed I probably would have made pretty similar ones. And then just this time it just didn't work out in his favor in terms of which check he left until last. And unfortunately, he left the biggest progression check till very last. And that happens in a randomizer sometimes. So
yeah, yeah, like no, all of his routing decisions made perfect sense to me as far as they went. It's just sometimes while it makes perfect sense to say put off a boss that you're not entirely sure yet how you're gonna tackle, or avoid that quite long check at the harp. It can make perfect sense to do that, but it's a randomizer. A computer doesn't know what sense is. No, come back, come back, Eninja. You need to take that hovercraft. No. But he is gonna go, probably go cash these in first then, and then just have the Falcon pick up you. Turning around.
Nope, he remembered. Phew.
Yeah, just gonna blitz through this hook route. Dark
And
Knight
he will
Cecil.
find his Porum down here.
Boy, just what this party needed.
Yeah.
And to answer Jay Brunter in chat, the Adamant is at the Luca Key, which was on the moon.
Yeah, so with all of these objectives, most of them chained into something else. And none of the chains that we kind of chased ended up being flops this seed. There were just quite a few chains that we needed to complete.
Yeah. This flag set is designed to make you do as much as possible in the... Eninja, no! You need to do the hook route! You need to launch the Falcon! I mean, it doesn't matter if you do it first or after the Legend Sword, but you need to do the Falcon.
Well, good news is, after this, he'll be done with underground checks. Bad news is, he has to come back underground.
Yeah.
Oh no, Rope of Shame.
Does he go for the Chest of Shame? Good.
All for a Blitz Whip.
Look, if you touch the Rope of Shame, you have to get the Chest of Shame.
I mean, yes, this is a rule.
Yeah.
For sure. So, Neon, when are your next couple of races?
I am actually done, unless Step wins her race today.
Oh.
So while normally I would be perfectly happy to cheer for everybody in my group, I hope Steph just takes Clopper to school tonight. So go Team Gaia Hat.
Now we will see our Crystal Sword Cecil making quick work of this Dark Elf here. Nothing too scary in this spot when you've got a Crystal Sword.
Yeah, and I mean this boss is usually an easier one in general, but this is fun. Flip over onto the Dark Dragon.
Chad is pointing out that Ninja has left the Avenger on, which is why the damage output is not as high as it should be.
Oh gosh, it's only 3,000 a hit. And we are through.
So we will definitely see him walk out because he does not have a Warper, because those black mages. And then head to probably go ahead and do his Forge objective And then hopefully he remembers that he is supposed to also launch the Falcon before going to sea. But I do feel like this would be a good time to mention that Ninja is one of our Pink Puff runners in this tournament. The Pink Puff League is made up of all newbies and just runners who are still in beginner mode and still have a lot to learn from playing for Enterprise. And I think Ninja has been representing the Pink Puffs very well this tournament, as well as all of our other Pink Puffs who have been doing pretty darn spectacular, if I have to say so myself, throughout this group stage of this Adamant Cup tournament. So props to all of the Pink Puffs, including those who have graduated, like the winner of the race tonight, Rhybon. And our tracker, Dave. Can't forget him.
Pink Puffs are fantastic. They will beat the living daylights out of you if you let them, and they would like to make you let them. They are very good. Eninja is heading towards that hook route now. There's a Dark Knight Cecil waiting for us. Will not be any trouble to deal with now.
I would read that out loud, but I don't want to.
Wow.
But I do agree, hook routes are the worst.
It's true.
And Ninja has gotten his Porum, and Ninja has yeeted his Porum.
Yeah, you don't want to take a Porum now.
No.
Even if you
Not
like
at this
Porum, you
point.
don't want to take a Porum now. Walking around the tower here.
We will make very quick progress through this hook route now that he is in the high 40s in terms of level. Oh, and 50s. Edge is 53.
Yeah, I got a 51. Very comfortable levels, both for cleaning up this hook route and just for heading straight to fights at Robus.
And he did remember that his Cecil had had the Avenger on still, so.
That could have been a bit of a problem with that CPU right there. Could always just fight the Dark Knight Cecil boss here to assert dominance.
Could.
Don't think he's gonna.
This big orb is being a little bit pesky. But a quick dart and we're through that big orb.
Yeah.
No chat, we do not need an orb grind at this point in the seed. But thank you.
No, I think we should orb grind right now on the
Orb
no
grind.
XP spot.
Yeah.
It's perfect. We should do that.
It's a great use of our time.
Yes.
To get exactly 0 XP.
And that's true. I don't think we adequately pondered those orbs. Ow, 300 hit points. That hurts. My feelings.
Sometimes you really just gotta love seeing free bosses on the hook route.
Yes, it is quite nice, especially when you did not have to do that hook route to get underground.
His Rosa is still cursed. So he's going to be using Rosa as his anchor for the Z fight with 9 agility. Which, with the other characters in his party all having adamant armors, will work out pretty well.
Oh, we're
you
putting
know what?
adamant on her.
Never mind.
Gonna give her that protect ring also. See,
Spoke
39.
too soon.
Yeah, we're thinking about it on how we want to do this.
There is definitely a little bit of math involved, especially when you're talking about agility thresholds.
Yes. Leaving her centered at 39. That is a bit of an awkward speed right there. It's just a little bit below the 42-point breakpoint. So that's generally the wrong side of it. Generally the higher you go, the less that matters, but that's still kind of in a range where you are gonna feel it.
Yes, chat is pointing out that anchoring is not needed with adamant armors.
Yeah, it is not super important either. Yeah, when you're just bringing that much magic defense to the table, yeah. And I just need to, while he pulls up there, I just need 2 seconds. I just need to step away real quick.
Now, I feel like he meant to change his battle speed and change his battle message speed. We will see. But he is now headed into his Z fight. This will be a fast fight all around, because we all have high agility, and so does Z. And with our battle message speed on 4. But hopefully with these 3 adamant armors, as well as I'm pretty sure we've still got a couple of pretty decent darts, this fight shouldn't be too much of a problem for Ninja at these levels. But with the Z fight, you really just never know how the agility is gonna affect your party, especially when you only have 4 members. But it looks like we are foregoing our darting and we are just going to Zerk, which is definitely a pretty solid strategy when you have a party makeup like this.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense with this party that he's brought with him.
Three full-on Zerkers and a Rosa who is going to be doing some healing. And we are putting out a lot of damage. So I know that Ninja is hopeful that he will not see that second Big Bang. But it'll be pretty close. We do see that second Big Bang. But even unnerfed only did about 1,500 damage to us. And with that, Ninja has finished this seed and killed his Z with a time of 2 hours, 15 minutes, and 34 seconds. Throw out your GGs in chat. And with that little beep in my ear, I believe we have been joined by Eninja himself. GG, Ninja.
GG.
Yep. GG. Interesting race.
You trusted Heroine too much.
I faded the harp as long as I could. And
Yeah.
it betrayed me.
It
Yeah.
did.
It did. And I'm sitting there going, this makes perfect sense. I would probably be avoiding that harp so much too. And
Yeah.
then, nope.
Unfortunately, the value there.
Yeah, just that, that being the direct path to your Cecil,
Yeah.
that hurt, but
And then Evelyn Castle, when I spiked 2 adamant armors, I've been like, oh, I wish I had someone that could use them a little bit more functionally.
yeah. But
Yeah.
no, you made good time through the rest of the scene, considering all that, and considering just where the
Yeah.
bottlenecks were. So, you know what? Nicely done overall.
Yeah.
Like I said a few times, it just, like during commentary, you know what? That makes just your routing makes perfect
Uh,
sense. It just did not work out this time.
no, it did not. Yeah, I tried to pull her rump and fade the harp, but it it didn't work for me.
If you can't pull a harumph and harumph rolls the seed.
Yeah, I'm kind of figuring that out now. Next time I know he's rolling it, I'm definitely doing twin harp first.
Yeah, there's value at that harp when he rolls.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Oh, there he speaks in.
So how did you feel overall about that seed? Even I know that you ended up full clearing. I know that you ended up choosing not necessarily wrong, but just the randomizer randoed. But overall, how do you think you did on this seed?
I felt pretty good. I mean, my treasure count was a little high, 94 of 399. I mean, I was hoping somewhere in the 70s, maybe 60s. I know I overlooted just a little bit.
Yeah,
And that's
but
something, to work on.
yeah, but if you're not feeling it, then loot's an easy way to
Yeah,
help.
and I felt kind of like, because who I was against, I was like, and like I've been saying today, I've been nervous about this race because it's Rhybon,
Yeah,
which I do give GGs to Rhybon. He is a great racer.
yeah, he is a tough opponent. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
I absolutely understand. Just trying to squeeze out every edge you can find.
yeah. It's just you have to do basically what I say, cheeky little moves, and maybe do something that he wouldn't do right away, and hope it pays off.
Yeah.
And that's how it works.
And sometimes it does, and then sometimes
it
literally the thing you wait until an hour and 15 minutes into the seed to do
and blows up in your
was,
face. Yep.
was where you needed to be the whole time.
Yep.
So.
Well, thank you, Neon. Thank you, J-Mac, for the comms. Harum for the restream, and I forget who was on tracking.
Ingy Dave.
Ingy Dave. Thank you, Ingy Dave, for the tracking as well. Thank you for everybody behind the scenes.
Well, Ninja, you should be proud of how you ran that. You did really, really well. Made some really good decisions.
And some bad ones too.
But always take it as a learning opportunity.
Oh yeah, it's always a learning experience. Well, I'm going to get out of here, so I will see y'all later.
All right, GG's, Ninja.
GG again.
All right, and with that, this race is over, but like we said, Free Enterprise is not over for the night, and we will be raiding over to Free Enterprise Channel 2 to the Step Lively and oh gosh, Klopfer. Oh my gosh, just completely froze. To that race, which is currently in progress. So remember, don't get hit by a newspaper, and don't spoil the outcome of this race, because people like to go back and watch the VODs for restream.
And remember all of your hats, because we're going to a hat race.
I hope everybody has a good night.
There we go.